Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Johnny's Scrims. Sorry for the late start. We had some technical difficulties. I am back with you guys once again, Marin, and today with Atro as a surprise guest caster. Kev unfortunately couldn't come.
Yes, indeed. Hello, hello, hello.
We'll be bringing you Crimson versus Essence today, which should be a really, really good match. Both teams doing very, very well so far in this league. Um, Essence, of course, only lost one match so far, and apart from that, have 3-0'd all their games. Crimson, however, have 3-0'd every single game they've been in so far, I believe. So they're looking
They
very, very
are they are
promising,
the up running team, huh?
definitely. So first map, we're going to be going on to Lijang Tower. Once I hide chat. And
Indeed, we are,
let's
and it seems
see.
like from the side of Crimson already, we're seeing a bit of a dive con coming in with that Wrecking Ball that is very meta at the moment. With the Diva, also looking for a Zenyatta Brigida, which is very meta. There seems to just be going pretty basic right now, but Humid actually on the side of Essence is deciding to go with the Symmetra pick to actually get him actually first to the point, it seems like.
Yeah, before switching over onto that Tracer. Uh, Pretty quick engage so far. We do see Toastman going in, trying to get that boop onto that Zenyatta on the Essence side here. But unfortunately, Toastman getting picked off. Darchi finding the kill with that whip shot. As now we see Hollysoft as well going for the flank. Not coordinating properly with his Wrecking Ball to go in on the same time, but still finds Neil's SVH. But unfortunately, not Cake falls as well. Darchi finding two for himself this fight. As it looks like Essence will be taking first control of this point.
Darchi actually with a double whiplash kill over there. That was really, really well played by his side. Seeing as that was actually the first two kills that just got out of the match. So seeing as they have a 2 kill advantage, they could have just gotten the point, go back and regroup. It seems like they're looking pretty good yet now, but
Once
another
again, we
push
do
is
see that
coming.
Wrecking Ball. Toastman going in very, very deep, kind of on his own until Ludo Yoda does pop in with this assist, does find Neil's SPH and Zenyatta, but Toastman does bite the dust as well. Humid finding that kill. Shang next does find Ping Ping as well, as now both the Divas here duking it out. We do see Stainless getting demeched, trying to take out that Brigida on his way out, but not able to quite find the kill, as it does look like Crimson have their stuff together and they're able to retake this point for themselves.
Hmm. This is always what happens on Lijang, right? It's just attack, counter attack, control point, go back. Repeat. So I'm expecting to see here just Crimson either, if they're not investing golds, a dry push from Essence might just take them out here, regain the point, then go ahead, go back, invest golds, and go the same. This just seems how it's gonna go on Lijang, but I don't know, maybe Crimson have got what they need to just
Both teams have
hold
quite
this
a few
down.
ults available, but looks like there might not be any necessary, as Shang does find the first pick onto Ping Ping, but the Humid with the pulse on once again does find Nutcake on the Brigida, and now Zodic as well, copying that Diva from the Echo ult as well. Looks like both teams want to invest all their ults here, as both support ultimates are invested by Essence as well, but Zodic with a huge bomb with the copy Diva finds two, as well as demeching Stainless on the Diva as well. Zodic doing a lot of work for his team there, but both sides, again, using quite a few ultimates.
Indeed. So 4 ultimates were used on the side of Crimson here. Whereas upcoming here, maybe Ping Ping might get his ultimate on the side of Essence. They're gonna have 3 ultimates to just push this. Although Nutcake and Toastman are looking good on their ult charges, and the bomb already goes through.
Stainless here with the bomb. He's been very good with it in the past, and he does find Zodic, which is going to be a huge pick for his team. That's a lot of damage gone from the side of Crimson here. And now the minefield as well being dropped by Toastman, looking for some extra picks. Sheng actually finds it with that headshot onto Humid. Holysov trades though, finds Fire Truck as well as Toastman falling to Ping Ping. Real back and forth fight so far here over by this bridge. It looks like Essence being quite reluctant to push in without their main tank.
And as they should be, right? Because if you're just gonna dry push without your main tank, there nothing's gonna really happen. You're just gonna be picked off and die. But it seems like already the fight's going on.
Yeah, we'll hop on board here with Ping Ping, who has his copy available. Unfortunately, Toastman able to roll off the map there. Not quite finding the boop he wanted, but Niels does die anyway. Stainless finds a kill onto Sheng as well, and now the Ping Ping with that copy, as I predicted would happen, as it looks like Crimson winning this fight, or Essence, I should say, winning this fight pretty convincingly
Uh,
and taking the point.
Marin, you should maybe switch up the starting screen
I
so
didn't
we
press.
have.
I didn't press the fucking zero key. God damn it! I didn't press the transition key.
Well, everybody,
And I
actually
casting.
Crimson just pushed to 99%. It's okay, didn't really miss much. Some of the action actually were just
Fair.
ultimates being very well placed by both the Tracers and the Divas. But right now we're seeing a bit of poking out, just ult charging. Humid seems to be discorded here, but they're gonna push in from the left side. This is gonna be an
Yeah,
interesting push.
Ping Ping once again trying to fly in behind, get some spam damage done with those sticky bombs. Can't quite find a kill, but now both sides ball just swinging around, spinning to win. A nice eat out of Ludigo Yoda, finding Humid's pulse bomb as well, not really much is happening. Thanks to that pulse bomb being eaten, no one dies. Sheng does have the Transcendence available to keep his team up if he needs it. Although we do see Ludigo getting demeched as well. As the Transcendence actually comes out from the other side here. Neil's SVH using his Trans to help his team push a bit more aggressively. Sheng, though, using that Transcendence as well, keeping his team up alive as Toastman does find the pick onto Humid on that Tracer. Ping Ping now as well, falling very, very low on that Echo with that Discord Orb especially. And now both those Diva Bombs coming out. Unfortunately, Stainless is the only one to actually get killed by them, as well as Hollysoft finding Darcy with a Pulse Bomb. Sheng winning that Zenyatta 1v1 as well against Neil's SVH, who has been playing quite well on that Zenyatta recently. As the point looks like is going to be fully capped now by Crimson.
In my opinion, Essence kind of played that down just a tad bit too worse because they invested so many ultimates without any sort of actual payback. They didn't get any kills out of them, and they just wasted 4 ultimates just to not do anything really, just zone them out.
Yeah,
They got picked off one by one, and that's how they lost.
Indeed, but now we see a very different comp coming out from both sides here, with both choosing to run that Symmetra with Orion to try and get onto that point pretty quickly. Of course, teleporting probably up into these windows on this middle point, as we'll see.
It has been a while since
clash.
I've seen a double shield meta here going on from Essence.
I mean, Orisa with the recent buffs makes her practically unkillable in a neutral fight, considering she can't be headshot if she just presses left shift. So we'll see how Stain is able to pull that off. If he can get the timing right.
This is gonna be a main tank difference as both Symmetra teleports going.
You could say that, but the nice wall comes out of Ping Ping. Does find the pick onto Holysov, but Fire Truck as well getting the pick, or Holysov himself actually getting the pick as well onto Ping Ping. Looks like so far Essence are just ruling over this fight on the point with that little bit of extra damage that Orisa can provide, as well as the Ryan, of course, just swinging his hammer. Fire Truck, I believe, found 3 kills in that fight.
Actually, what was decisive of this fight was the placement of the teleporters, because Essence were just that bit faster, and that enabled Fire Truck to just go in and charge right as they came in, and actually got a pick. So that was huge, just opening in the 5v6, just like it's happening right now.
Yeah, Humid finding a snipe with that right click out of Symmetra, and found Zadok up on the high ground. As looks like Fire Truck wants to get some swings in, wants to charge that Shatter up a little bit faster. Can't quite find any connects though. Both teams just waiting for the push coming out from Essence here, and it does come out, but the Shatter as well coming out of Ludigo Yoda. Finds, I believe, 5 players, and here comes the follow-up as well. Ludigo Yoda finding a pick, and even Zadok as well getting back, finding a few kills for himself, and it looks like Essence is going to be struggling here as the cleanup is coming through. A huge Shatter from Ludigo Yoda.
Indeed, that Shatter was play the game worthy because he just won the whole push with only 1 ultimate, and that is huge right now for their ult economy because they're looking like they're going to be coming up on quite a few ultimates, but the enemy is as well, so they'll have to play this smart. They'll have to just invest 1 or 2 ults in whenever they sense that the enemy's going to be dry pushing, and then decide to go all out when they see that they're not going to win it.
An early wall coming out from that Symmetra as well as the Mei. As the pin does come out from Fire Truck, finds Nutcake, who was cut off by that Mei wall, as now Zadok tries to deploy that tire, but it's destroyed instantly. He was a bit too far into the enemy backline, as now it's just the turrets finding Holysov as well. Those Symmetra turrets getting a lot of value here, as they're not going to be able to get focused down.
And actually, what won Essence this fight was actually the Orisa pick, because there she kind of negated so many abilities and so much damage just by pressing left shift, as you said before. This seems to be in the favor of Essence at the moment if Crimson decide not to switch it out.
Looks like Stain is pushing to the right side here, catches out that rotation, but is forced to use Fortify very, very early here as the Graviton Surge comes out as well as the Blizzard to counter that Graviton Surge, trying to stop the push from the Crimson side, but it's not going to be enough as Zadok and Toastman are able to just press W keys and absolutely roll over the side of Essence here. Darcy finding the only kill for his team, it looks like. Unless we see Fire Truck finding a kill here, it looks like he can't quite get that Lucio out of the sky as he gets taken out by that Baptiste.
It was very lucky that Crimson actually managed to win that, because even though they invested 2 ultimates, the grab was huge and nobody could really follow up on that because there was an immortality field coming out from their Baptiste, from Neil, and also kind of the defensive Blizzard didn't really let Crimson do anything about that huge grab who just pulled in 6 people.
Ludigo looking for the Shatter, can't quite find it as there's a shield up in his face. Fire Truck getting that block as his team rotates into the fight. An early window coming out from that Baptiste, Neil's SVH, but his entire team is 1 HP, and a huge Riptire finds, is that 6 players or is it 5 for Zadok? as it's just the Lucy left on point. I mean, it
Oh
was
my
a massive tire, of
god.
course, getting a lot of kills, but it's because the immortality field was forced out so early.
Oh, damn. So actually, good coordination from the side of Crimson. The tire went out, nobody really focused it, and Luda was instructed probably by his teammates to just break that immortality field as soon as you can to just get the team kill that they did.
Another rotation coming out now from Essence, but we see an early window looking for a kill with that Fire Strike as well. Unfortunately, Luda cannot find any connects, and looks like the Maywall as well, kind of misplaced by Ping Ping, as they have nothing to push in
Ah,
against here, as they're just getting rolled over now. This is a much more dominating performance for the second point out of Crimson.
there you go. Crimson wins this first map. They played really well, both of the teams actually, but I think that Crimson just had more team play at their disposal because they had the picks, they had the coordination, and look at this as well.
I
This was
mean,
really well
putting a repair
played.
in the middle of the enemy team is quite a ballsy maneuver, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, Essence didn't really focus it. They were just too focused on everything else that was going on. They didn't really look at the most important thing.
Well, that is it. Crimson taking map 1 to go 1-0 up in this series. Meaning Essence, of course, will be picking the next map, which I believe is an escort map. Um, but as we said, yeah, some very, very solid play from both sides overall. Crimson coming out on top. And as you say, yeah, just the team coordination being slightly better on the Crimson side.
Okay, and next up is a payload map. Um, so kind of what went down in my opinion there was just it came down to the ult management, ult usage. There were so many good ultimates, so many good picks, but Essence didn't really decide to just capitalize on that,
Yeah, there was a few
and
times
sadly
where,
that kind of lost on the game.
yeah, I was just gonna say there was a few times where Essence did get the first pick, but their aggression wasn't managed well enough, as they might start to push in but lose one more person, then completely fall out again, rather than all of them just pushing in hard and heavy once they got one single pick, and just trying
Mm,
to, by sheer numbers, roll over the side of Crimson. Even if they lose a few players, I mean, the spawns are the exact same distance apart, so that's not
mm.
that much of a disadvantage.
Right, right, right. But on this was a bit of a map advantage for Crimson, right? Because they like to play this kind of counteractive comp
Hmm.
and counter-attacking comp, right? So right now, the next map will seem to be a bit more on their side as we are gonna go on to Dorado for the escort map.
Okay, so Essence choosing to play on Dorado. I believe, yeah, both teams look to be ready. Um,
Let's see, because Dorado is one of those maps where you can just snowball the hell out of it, both on defense and on attack, if you just know how to play your champion. Here, you have to go for your OTP, and no matter what it is on the meta, if the DPS is there to get constant picks, they really can't do much here.
I mean, you can say that about any meta. Um, Dorado, of course, being good for pretty much any playstyle. I do expect to see a bit of a double shield, as we do see coming out of Crimson here on the defense.
Mm,
Running that Ryan Orisa, just going to be using those high grounds to their advantage, pocketing that Ashe, keeping that Ashe alive, and just getting a lot of spam damage down onto the payload. We do see, however, a double bubble on the side of Essence, who will be looking to disrupt and dislocate the side of Crimson off that high ground.
right, so we have to pause right now for some technical difficulties, but going back on the team compositions here, I think a double bubble will go immensely against Essence at this point. They're gonna have to be putting out a lot of damage, and that's just not gonna be there at the start when they're gonna be engaging with the Winston. Even though there's a Tracer there, even though they might go even for a Genji or an Echo,
Hmm.
I think that with the double shield that Crimson are currently going for, it's just not gonna be enough, right?
I
They're
mean,
gonna have to break that shield really fast if they want to do anything, and if they're gonna be holding the high ground. Mm,
the key for Essence here is to play slow, build up that nano, play a lot of poke, allow your Winston to take a lot of damage, just don't die, and allow Niels to charge up that nano boost, and allow your Tracer Humid to get into position, and maybe your Echo or Genji, whichever they decide to play. We've seen Ping Ping pop off on pretty much any hero he plays, to be honest. Um,
right.
so just play slow, get that nano boost onto the Winston as he dives in with the Zarya bubble and with his DPS behind him. Try get one pick, and once you find one out of a double shield, you can tend to roll over them pretty quickly. So for Essence, it's all about playing slow, building up that nano, and then engaging in a very coordinated dive. Um,
Okay, and it seems like we are back here.
the simple
Oh,
thing,
we've had to make a mid-game substitution. It seems like
unfortunate.
Nutcake is gonna go instead, and Ollie Ball is gonna come in his place as the Mercy pick.
Yeah, that Mercy going to be helping out the Ashe in a big way here. As a pocket Ash does 195 damage per headshot, so that's basically a free kill for his team. And as you said,
Yeah,
Ping Ping does pick that Echo, which is going to help in a big way with that Winston going for a few dives.
right. But let's see, because
Zodic
now
with an
we're only gonna be
early
looking at a
headshot.
few picks.
Zodic finding an
Ooh.
early headshot there onto Ping Ping. Sorry for interrupting you there. Found the dynamite first, and of course that dynamite did more than 5 damage, and the headshot was able to get that kill thanks to that Mercy pocket.
Hmm. Well, it seems like they're not gonna be deciding to actually push the cart here. They're gonna go back, switch a bit. Fire Truck is gonna switch it over to the Wrecking Ball, which might be a good idea, seeing as Stainless will be backing him up with the Diva. I told you they will have to switch that once they see the double shield, and that they did. That's a good idea.
Yeah, they're running that
For
wrecking ball
now,
to
it's
try
all
and
up to Diva.
boop. Probably that Orisa or someone off the high ground, but Fire Truck getting launched into the sky by something. They're not quite sure what, as Ping Ping falls very low. Obviously got headshot by that Ashe once again, but this time not able to get finished off. And I was able to fall back a little bit for healing, of which there's not very much of on the side of Essence here, running that Zenyatta and actually switching over to Mercy now as well to fly with that
Yeah, but
Echo.
it looks like they don't have that much pushing power. Even though the champions are there, they just don't have the coordination to actually go in. But it seems like they're kind of planning up for that, but it's very hard defense to break
Yeah, it's tough defense to break, and as I said before, it's all about the setup. It's all about playing it slow
them.
and pushing it as a team. But it looks like Zodic is denying that entirely, finding another pick onto Neil's SPH, and the Resurrect isn't going to be there, as there's just a lot of pressure coming down from Zodic still, who does find the pick, thanks to Sheng onto Darchi as well. Stainless though did find a kill onto Hollislav as well, as the tanks now are trying to push that payload. Zodic falls as well, but not before taking out Ping Ping. But of course, this attacking spawn is slightly closer, so these attackers don't have to worry too much about these picks, since they're able to find a few picks of their own in trade.
Wow, and Fire Truck and Humid in the back are just doing work onto. It seems like they just want to go for the 4v4 onto the payload, but it seems like Fire Truck is already coming out.
Fire Truck going down, but I mean, he has the speed to get back, and Zodic did get taken out as well. So the trade is there, so still, spawn advantage does still belong to these attackers if they can group up and push quickly, which it looks like they're trying to do. Want to take that high ground and push in, but the Wrecking Ball getting
Oh, a
slept.
huge
Fire
sleep.
Truck getting absolutely denied here.
Right, but let's see, because
And
already
Ludigo
Ludo's in town.
getting denied his shadow there as Ping Ping beams him down with that Echo Beam, doing like 200 damage a second, I believe. As Ali Ball does get that Resurrect available, as the one core as well is dropped by Holisav. Stainless though
Okay, well,
getting pinned, falling low, as the Bongo is dropped as well by Toastman. And this is where the kills are going to start coming through. Ludigoda one-tapping Stainless with that Bongo kill, as well as the copy comes through from Ping Ping, finds a huge shatter. Humid with the backup as well, finds Ali Ball and Toastman, and it looks like actually Essence are going to be taking this point.
a lot of ultimates were invested there by Essence, by both the teams actually, but Essence used them with their head. Actually, Pimping with the clutch copy onto the Reinhardt managed to get a 3-man shatter over there and kind of decided the whole fight there. But the Bongo was nicely placed by Toastman. Sadly, he didn't have his shield up, so he couldn't really protect it that much as he would have liked to. But the poke was there, right? They had picks, they had poke. They were just waiting on Zodic, who just died early.
Yeah, he died early and
Good
didn't have that Bob to contest the point, but he has it now, as we do see the high ground completely controlled right now by this Crimson side. I mean, that Ashe can look to be doing a lot of work. Ping Ping trying to contest it a little bit, but can't do much alone. But the bomb now coming
Oh,
out on the other side as well, but the double shield means not getting any real value apart from breaking those shields, allowing Fire Truck and Ping Ping to find the pick onto Toastman. As now the Nanobus is coming out onto Ludigo Yeta, who just presses W, finds Stainless's mech and is looking for kills on point. But and actually finds
wow.
Darchi through the Valkyrie as well, flying a little bit too low and a little bit too close to that Reinhardt, able to find the picks. But while he's able to find those picks in the front line, his backline is getting kind of destroyed by Humid and Fire Truck.
I was about to say, right, I'm amazed that he could pull off 1 kill, let alone 2, just going in W by himself into the enemy back line as he's letting his whole team go down, but then I forgot that Toastman was also there. to kind of back up as the second main tank. Let's see now, because the flanking power of Essence seems to be their kind of backbone here. They're waiting to get a pick, go in, and then push the payload. They're trying to stay ahead of the enemy, but already it's happening.
Early Transcendence coming out of Niels here, trying to get his team to push more aggressively with him, as the Bob is forced out of Zodic as well. Now the Shatter does get dropped by Ludigo Yoda. I believe I found 2 there. Niels falling first, and soon to be followed by Stainless as well, as probably Humid, who's trying to DPS against that Reinhardt, force her run away, as this fight is turning over for Essence. Or for
Right, but
Crimson, I
let's
mean.
see, because now we're looking up on almost 4 ultimates coming up for Crimson, and even though Essence have 2 ultimates, it's really just a minefield and a copy. The copy, in my opinion, is the most OP ultimate in the game currently.
Yep.
Because especially with the lineup of Crimson, they can just copy a Reinhardt, you know, copy a Nash, copy even a McCree to get those huge value ultimates off. But it's all gonna go down to Ping Ping to how this fight is gonna go if he decides to use it. If he decides to invest that ultimate on only 1 minute left.
You see a long rotation coming out from the Essence side as they're trying to set up, getting ready for that dive. Niels, though, finding the first kill, finding Hollistaff after rotating up onto the high ground with that Sigma's protection. As I'm going to see Ping Ping going up for that off angle, pushing more direct in with that Wrecking Ball, trying to find that Ashe, which they do successfully do. The Resurrect is going to be there, though, although it's going to be stopped. Fire Truck rolling through, booping that Mercy away, and cancelling the Resurrect as Humid finds Cheng as well in the backlines, meaning it's just Ludigo Yoda here on payload. He's going to be very trapped and very, very dead.
This is so unfortunate to see. Luda actually stood for like 30 seconds doing nothing on the payload, was just watching the whole fight go down because he fell off of the high ground. He couldn't really help his team.
An early minefield as well comes out of Fire Truck, and the nice body block as well forces Toastman to stay in it, as the rock as well comes out from Stainless here to stop that high noon coming out of Hollisav, who falls very, very low, as well as Sheng falling down as well. It's just Mercy heals on the side of Crimson here, although not anymore. The Resurrect does come through. Ping Ping, though, finds another kill once again, as Ludigo Yoda just trying to stall point with that Sigma, but the spin to win coming out of Fire Truck right now is apparently unstoppable. Finding the pick onto Ludigo Yoda as well, is just playing a little bit too split from his team. We do see Ping Ping, though, falling very, very low and getting taken out by that Ana, who's flanking behind enemy lines and does find a pick for himself, but isn't going to be enough as he's taken out as well as the rest of his team, falling during that overtime contest. And second point is turning over for Essence as well.
Right, over there, it seems like not Zodic himself, but his whole team kind of was just up and about, didn't really know what to do, just contest as much as you can, maybe win it. Maybe get enough picks to win it, but they invested way too many ultimates and they just had to switch off. See the Brigida switch, the Genji switch actually. Which might not favor him as they've got a Wrecking Ball, they've got a Sigma, you can't really do much against that.
That body block there onto Toastman was very impressive out of Stainless and Niels there, being able to find that early pick, as Ping Ping does find the pick onto Zodic as well, which, you know, that Genji pick, as you say, a bit strange considering Genji's power right now, but another high noon actually out of Hollisav, despite using it in the last fight only. Unfortunately, once again, can't quite find any kills with it, but does make the space, as Ollie-Ball unfortunately tried to push into it and does get taken out. Sheng, though, with another snipe and takes out Niels up on that high ground, as now that Wrecking Ball and Toastman is able to claim it from his own team and force out Essence for another fight.
Right, sadly, there were 2 amazing ultimates coming out of Fire Truck and Stainless on the Sigma Ball combo, right? The minefield was pretty great, and the Gravitic Flux as well. It got like 3 people, but there was nobody to actually follow up on it. Even though the whole team was there, they decided not to go in, which is a big mistake on their part. I think they could have won that fight easily if they just capitalized on those 2 ultimates. But now they've come down to the last push.
Ping Ping as well has his ult, but the nice lift coming out from Ludigo Yoda this time, unfortunately can't stop the contest from Essence for long enough, as now the Nano Blade looks like it's going to be coming out here. Zodic looking for that last little bit of percentage, and now he's going in, looking for Ping Ping. Can't quite find the kill, can he? Yes, he can. Or finds Darchi actually instead, and falls onto Niels. That's no heals anymore, as Ping Ping does copy the Sigma, but not going to be able to stay alive for very long. Hollisav as well doing work. Getting another high noon for 3 fights in a row. Looking to just clear that payload off. Does DMAC the Diva with it. And looks like Fire Truck also falls. Can't get back to the point on time. And Essence finally stopped.
Right, I think over there that fight could have went so many different ways if the teams had a match before that, right? Because they're looking if the teams had no matches before that, right? Because they thought Crimson especially, right? There was no apparent team play in there. There was no real leader in my eyes there that really directed the fight. Everybody just kind of went on their own. Essence as well. They didn't really know what they were doing. There was just an all-out brawl of individual play there. Especially Zodic in the back there. He was doing great. He pulled out a Nano Blade, got the 2 kills on the supports. That is what you should do when you go for the Genji pick, right? Just flank, get the supports, and go back. But even though he did that by himself, and then there was just not enough picks. He was lucky that his team was actually managed to go back and cap and get the pressure back on the payload. And on the side of Essence, really a lot went wrong, a lot went right, but what was most definitely there was um, Fire Truck and Stainless having pretty good combos, but being really by themselves. Everybody else was just flanking or in the back as the healers.
Well, I mean, that's how you play that comp. That Wrecking Ball Sigma comp is just a lot of solo play and a lot of kind of behind the scenes dives, a lot of behind the scenes coordination where you're just playing Wrecking Ball to disrupt the enemy team as the DPS just go in and get picks. But we're not seeing that comp coming on defense this time, but we are seeing it on the attack. Crimson rolling out the Wrecking Ball, wants to clear off the high ground, but there's not really anybody to clear off as the double bubble is being run on this defense by Essence, which is a comp we've seen them play quite a lot and even take down Jamul with it in their game a couple of weeks ago.
Indeed, but
Ping Ping
even
finding the
though
first kills
they
as well
might
onto
be
Toastman. Toastman pushing in a little bit too aggressive, getting hacked, and Fire Truck playing very, very well there, falling low, but getting back to his Ana on time to get that ult charge for him.
right. Well, let's see, because it's looking like Essence are putting on a pretty good defense, but how long can they hold this on? Because all Crimson really need is just some good ultimates, and they could just press Q to win.
Well, that's where the high ground comes in for Fire Truck here, being able to play off that high ground and drop down to payload briefly, take a few seconds off the clock, and then jump back up again for those contests as he is getting bubbled. And a big EMP coming out from Ping Ping already, finds 4, is it even 5, as Fire Truck and Stainless follow up on those kills. Sheng unfortunately does find Fire Truck as well though, as Huma takes out Toastman.
Indeed, it seems like Humid really is doing his work on that Tracer. Ping Ping as well. They're managing to flank the enemy correctly and take out those supports, go back, and then output damage on the front line.
Yeah, Human seems to
That
be
is how
a
you should play
Tracer
that comp.
specialist, definitely going in, and he finds those picks for his team very, very consistently in the last few weeks. But Hollister switching over to McCree to try and counter it as well, as shutting down that Winston a little bit better, who is now going into the backline of this Crimson side. Can't quite get away that jump, not quite getting back on time, and he's going to get picked off by Holisov. Toastman though getting traded out as well. Human finding that pulse bomb, as now Zodic is preparing for the Nano Blade, which unfortunately is not going to be available as the Nano Boost went onto Ludigo Yoda already.
Right, because I was about to say that was a bit of questionable ulti from Chegg there. Why not just wait for Zodic to get his blade up and the Nano Blade instead of actually blading nanoing the Diva? Maybe that was a misclick, but
Ping Ping as well doing a great job of shutting down Zodic, getting those hacks onto him every single team fight, not allowing this blade to come out, as well as charging up his own ultimate. And Stainless now getting taken out before he can use that Graviton Surge. He's at 98%, but unfortunately can't quite use it. Zodic finding the final blow, thanks to Halisov's flashbang as well, as now this Winston Ludigo getting hacked, not able to push in as a huge anti-nade comes through onto 3 members of the side of Crimson here. A nice nade out of Niels there as Holisov does find the kill onto Darchi on the opposite side. Holisov now going for that high noon in the front lines as he finds Fire Truck with it as well, not able to escape. Finds Ping Ping with a headshot as well. Cleaning up this fight is Ludiota finding Humid on the side as well. And despite all the ultimates used, and the kills coming through for Crimson.
what happened there was right. Essence was just way too scattered, way by themselves. Even though that is how they are playing their comp, that is how you should be playing their comp. Scattered, get a few picks, come back and regroup. But they just didn't do that last part. They didn't regroup when they were being pushed away. They should have just backed away, waited off, and then maybe invest 1 or 2 ultimates in the defense of the first point. But right now there's 3 minutes left just to push the second point, which is going to be pretty hard right here for us since if they don't invest a lot of
coming out. Ping Ping, he did get found, but he was able to get out away from that Winston to get that EMP off. Unfortunately, the Graviton Surge and can't quite find anyone. Stainless missing that Grav as Holisov finds pick onto Ping Ping. Another Nanoboost coming out from Zotic as well. Finds one, looking for a second, but the Nanoboost is there onto Darchi to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but it's not going to be enough as he does eventually fall. Ludiota finding a kill for himself as well. Humid falling, and Fire Truck on the other side finds 2. But unfortunately not going to be able to do any more by himself as Ludigo shuts him down as well.
Again, really bad ultimate economy from the side of Essence here. So all of their ultimates were being pressed there just because they got scared. Even that nano on the Brigida, everybody was dead when they used it, and even though Zodic was on the Brigida, you can't really nano a Brigida just to fight a nano bladed Genji, can you?
Not unless she has Rally, which unfortunately didn't have up at the time. As now Zodic playing very, very aggressive, falling quite low, but able to retreat to his team as being chased now by Firetruck, who is anti, he's not going to be able to escape. Does fall. Holysov, though, getting picked off as well, getting one clip by Human, who's been popping off on that Tracer, as I've said a few times now. Ping those, finding the pick onto Zodic after hacking him as well. Wasn't quite able to escape. Ollieball finding the pick onto Stainless on point. And now it's just a bit of a brawl, honestly. We do see this Ana trying to get some sniping damage in, but he's going to be split off away from his team. Ludioda pressuring out that Brigida, finding him on his own. Nice pick from Ollieball as well, getting that whip shot onto him. As now Ludioda's chasing away that Ana. Chegg finding Firetruck on the payload as well. It's just an absolute brawl going on this payload. Ludioda taking that Ana for a trip around the map, getting back to the payload as well before getting the final blow. And now it's Stainless on his own as Wrecking Ball trying to contest the point. Not going to be enough. And 3 minutes once again available for this Crimson side for third point.
It seems like the monkey went back to space over there in the last fight.
I
The
will say some
ragdoll
impressive
physics.
juggling, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, it's just not looking like their best games Essence here. They're playing way too by themselves. They need to regroup and maybe get their heads in the game a bit more.
Yeah,
But this is a best out of 5. They still have a lot of time going on.
looks like the coordination isn't quite there. They're trying to pull it off now with that bubble onto the Nano Winston as well, who's getting absolutely hard focused. And now the Nano Blink coming out from the other side. Zodic looking to try to find some kills, is stunned though, and unfortunately only able to find one person, finding Firetruck on the payload, but one might be enough as Neil's also getting picked off by Toastman, who's taking that high ground for his team, as now it's just Humid on the point. And as I said, yeah, it looks like the coordination just isn't there for Essence, and you can't be uncoordinated against DPS players like Zodic and like Holysov, who are just clicking heads right now.
Right, but what was interesting there was that Diana actually missed her nano. Zodic went in by himself with no nano there. Actually, Toastman received that nano boost onto the Sigma,
But he was
which
able to find a pick with it anyway, so it wasn't completely useless. But right there, Toastman did get something useless with his ultimate. Unfortunately, able to find anybody, but once again, his team able to follow up on the damage. As this right now, Essence are just staggering onto point, trying to stall for a little bit longer, but it's not going to be enough, as it's all blue in the kill feed, and it looks like this map is going to go over to Crimson as well. Stainless just trying to stall for a little bit longer on that Wrecking Ball, as well as actually getting knocked away before that Lucy can touch the point. And looks
there
like
you
Crimson taking
go.
that map as well.
Individually, I don't think any Essence member really played that in the worst way possible. They definitely did their best, and I
Yeah.
think they played really good up until the one point where they just had to coordinate and just couldn't. They dry pushed all their fights, and when they had ultimates, they just got scared and used them all.
Yeah. Definitely the coordination just wasn't quite there for this Essence squad today, or so far anyway. And it was there for Crimson, who were able to coordinate their ultimates and their pushes properly, and were able to win that with a fairly convincing time bank as well. So definitely well played by Crimson there, and that does put them 2 up so far.
Right, this might be another 3-0 like you said before. They are undefeated until so far, but it's maybe gonna go down to whichever map this is gonna be, and this is, I believe, gonna be a hybrid map next up, right?
Yeah, once again, Essence will be picking the side as the losing team, and Crimson will be picking the map, and Crimson will be choosing the side whether they want to attack or defend first. And yeah, it's gonna be a hybrid map, and honestly, I expect to see either Eichenwald or
Kings
King's Row.
Row.
It's gonna be one
Really?
or the other.
It's a hybrid map, and you're expecting anything other than Kings Row?
Well, I think it's Eichenwald or King's Row, but honestly, we've been seeing mostly Eichenwald in this league so far, and it's
Really?
honestly I think a more versatile map, and I won't
Oh,
say
in
it's
my
more. I don't.
opinion,
I
I can.
prefer as a Rhine main anyway. I prefer King's Row, but I do definitely love Eichenwald. Probably my number 2 map in the game.
As a right. Oh, but we're going on to Blizzard World
This is
actually. A very
interesting.
interesting choice. As a Rhine main myself too, I much prefer Eichenwald. It's my favorite map in the game. But
Okay.
already, when we're talking about competitive Overwatch, if you're talking in the hybrid only section, the first map your head's gonna go to is definitely Kings Row, right? It's
Oh
such a
yeah.
well balanced map that you can't doubt it.
Blizzard on the other hand is a very different map.
Interesting.
I do enjoy playing it. Um, and it is one of those maps again that's very very versatile. A lot of comps can be run. So I'm going to be interested to see how Essence want to run their attack on this. I expect again another double bubble as they've been running for most of this game so far. Definitely their comfort comp and go-to comp. But unfortunately, it looks like Crimson so far is going to be able to, or has been able to shut that down. So Essence, if they want to keep this game running, are going to have to change a few things up.
Yes, and and especially what they're gonna have to change up is in my opinion at least, both the support and the tank lines here, because we've seen a very squishy support line with dive champions on the tank line, which it doesn't really go together, does it? You need those you need that Zen break if you want to go dive here, especially in this meta since they've been a bit boosted here in all ELOs.
And as we've said, they are indeed actually changing things up, running that Wrecking Ball Diva comp, which is absolutely perfect for them right now. Is on the defensive side, is a double shield coming out from Crimson, which
They really love their double shield,
I
don't
mean,
they?
I don't know if they love it or if they just realize that it's probably the most overpowered comp in the game and needs to be fixed.
It does
Stop
indeed, but
buffing Orisa, please.
no, she was underpowered for so long. Let her have her power trip, right? But seeing as this is the first point of Blizzard World, first point of Blizzard World has a lot of long range and can immediately go into close quarters if needed on the point.
Yeah,
It's
but
definitely gonna be interesting to see how they play it out.
the speed of this Essence comp should be able to avoid out most of that poke damage, as we do see them rotating in through that right hand side for them, left hand side on your screens right now. But Zadok
Ooh.
finding the first headshot, finding Niels, which is the biggest pick they could be looking for right now, taking out that Zenyatta. As it looks like I might be seeing a team comp change. We see Firetruck running back to spawn as well.
Right, I am a bit sad I'm not seeing any Lucio here. Right, I would have loved to see a Lucio instead of at least the Brigida. Excuse me, my brain just
I
farted
mean,
there.
Break provides a little bit more ranged healing and can do everything Lucy can do except better apart from the speed boost, but can do her damage and her heals at the same time, as well as getting those stuns and boops. So she's just kind of more versatile right now, which is really unfortunate, as Lucio is extremely fun to watch. We do see Toastman and Sheg splitting up away from the rest of their team here, trying to take that high ground. As Zadok once again finds an early pick, finding Ping Ping this time with a headshot. And that's going to slow down Essence even further, who's going to have to wait for another regroup.
Right. Well, the Hanzo pick is definitely working out for them, right? They've not really run this, and you don't really think to run a Hanzo without your signature Zarya there, right? But it seems like it's working out very well.
Yeah, I mean,
Not even any shields to break, and he's still breaking heads. So.
yeah, I mean, he's doing exactly what he needs to do for his team, but it looks like the rotations are coming through. Anyways, Humid taking the fall this time. Toastman finding that rock, but Ping Ping does find the Baptiste's fire truck as well, finds Chegg on that Lucy, which means this double shield comes going to fall apart really, really quickly. No heals for them. Zadok finding another headshot onto Ping Ping, but it's not going to be enough as fire truck does take him out, as well as Darchi finding Ludigo Yoda. And now it's just that Toastman left alive as Sigma, going to be taken out before he could jump off the map as fire truck burns him down.
I think I finally understand the playstyle of Essence. They're not really the types to just go on point and fight on point, have an all brawl. They're looking for those constant picks in the back, maybe just do a bit of flanking, and if you get that lucky pick, then you go in.
Exactly. This team comp with the Ball Diva is all about setting up, playing it slow, looking for the picks. Once you have the pick, push in really, really hard and heavy, and look to just roll over the opposing side. Try to take out either both DPS or both supports first. And they did exactly that last fight, but once again, Zadok with another headshot onto Ping Ping shuts down any pushing coming through from this Essence side.
Right, but look, they're taking their flanking a bit too far, in my opinion, right? Because the whole of Crimson knows where they're at, and they're not even pushing hard. Nobody is there to really support the payload pushing, and that can also lead to them just getting spawn camped. Two of their players aren't there with them, and in my opinion, it's two of the most important players. Ping Ping can't really get the EMP out,
Another headshot from
and
Zadok
Firetruck
here
is the
as
main.
Sheng falls as well, or Sheng finds Firetruck as well. Yeah, I agree. They're waiting too long. This comp does require a lot of slow play and rotations, but they're playing it even too slow. They're playing it too split, too rotation focused, and they're just not engaging in any team fights. And they're waiting for Zadok to be able to find those headshots, which he is
And that
consistently doing.
That's why I said I would have loved to see a Lucio. If you're playing this rotation heavy comp, you're wanting that speed boost to go in, right? Maybe even instead of the Zenyatta because you can trade out ultimates, but I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna go back. A bit of technical difficulties on the side of Toastman. Everything is good now, but he has lost his ultimate charge. He had a flux there.
Not only that, but it technically counts kind of as a pick for this Essence side, who will want to push this next fight, considering they have 6 ults as well, very, very aggressively before Toastman can get back to his team.
Oh, this is definitely going to be ultimate watch in the next fight here. A total of 10 ultimates being online, coming up to 9.
Looks like
It's
Toastman
not
is
going to be
able to get
looking
back to
good.
his team, so once again, Essence playing a little bit too slow, even with this very quick place comp.
There
But
we
here
go.
comes the EMP, bomb coming in to follow
Oh,
up, but it's only going to be able to find Zotic as Toastman is already killed as well. That is still 2 picks, and it looks like that Orisa Ludigo Yoda is going to get taken out as well on the payload by Darchi, and it looks like now these supports as well as Holly Salve are going to have to be rotating back to spawn as quick as possible.
you know,
Holly
I'm
Salve though
happy
not
with
going down
that.
without a fight. He's going to pop his high noon.
For the side of Essence, I'm happy with that. For the side of Crimson, why did you pop that high noon, right?
I think he was
But
guaranteeing the rotation and the safety of his supports there. Helped him out as
the
now the Dragon coming through can actually find the DMAC onto Stainless, who's fallen very, very low, even in that baby form already. And that's kind of this fight over, as well as Toastman finding Niels. And yeah, that's it for this fight.
two very good fights there, right? Essence on the first side, on the first fight, they only used 2 ultimates out of those 6. I'm glad they didn't just press Q on all of it and managed to win it all. They only pushed 3 people back. They let them get away and actually forced out a high noon, which is very good of them. But on the other side, Crimson over here on the counter attack in the second fight, they managed to actually push by with only 1 ultimate again from the side of Zodic, who managed to find out that first initial pick that you always need from that Hanzo, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's been very consistent so far. As now looks like this Essence side are looking to try and distract Crimson with that Wrecking Ball going in behind. They did just that as Zodic turning around to try and face the other direction, but gets taken out by Ping Ping, and it looks like Human able to find Ludigo Yoda as well as that Bongo with the Pulse Bomb. And now this Essence side are able to just rush into this room here and just clean up. Stainless finding 3, I believe.
Questionable bongo from the side of Luda there. He was all by himself and he still decided to use it. Maybe he didn't know where his team was, but there we go. That goes second point. 2 minutes and a half.
Yeah, but a misplay from both sides there. Definitely Crimson getting a bit distracted by that Wrecking Ball, and unfortunately allowing their DPS Zodic to get picked off, which is definitely a big mistake, because now we do see Stainless pushing in, trying to find Ping Ping as backup as well. Ludigorda almost falling there, probably going to get picked off by the end of this fight, as Toastman as well pushing a little bit far forward. Unfortunately, Stainless can't quite find the kill as Holysov is just doing work, as well as Zodic find Humid and DMX Stainless as well, who gets finally finished off by Ludigo Yoda and forces out the Wrecking Ball as well. Another regroup coming through for Essence.
This is why I don't agree with this very divided comp, right? I see its play. I see its play style. I understand why you would want to play it, especially against that double shield. But in my opinion, it's just too much of a risk, especially on the last point of Blizzard World, where you kind of have to watch yourself out though when the fight starts.
Another EMP bomb coming through. This time finding Ollie Ball first as the High Noon is popped out by Holysov, who's able to avoid that EMP. Looks like he's going to try to find Ping Ping with it. Not able to find the kill himself, but the kills do come through anyway. Ping Ping though does take out Ludigo Yoda before he falls, meaning now it is even 2 down apiece and a 4v4 on payload. We do see though Crimson playing it safe, pulling back, giving a little bit of space to Essence so they can regroup and push back in with their Orisa.
Yeah, you said it was the 4v4, but you have to remember who actually got taken out. It was the main tank, so it's very important right now for Crimson to go back.
Yeah, Crimson playing that very, very well, and now coming back with these ults, investing that lift out of Toastman on that Sigman, getting the kills from it. Once again, very few ultimates used, but a very clean and very well played out team fight by Crimson.
Yeah, well, you can already see that both the teams have started to get a bit more into the game. Both the teams have started to get their groove on and know what they want to do, know what they're wanting out of this special map. And Blizzard is really one of those maps where, even though it's a big niche, not many people want to play it in competitive tournaments. When you know how to play it, it's absolutely in your favor if you're the one picking it.
Look at Toastman there having a bit of problems, not even looking at the team fight, walking around sideways, but the Zodic coming through for his team, copies the Reinhardt, finds the kill onto Humid with that Earth Shatter, and is looking for more, especially with Holysov as well with the High Noon, looking for some more kills, can't quite find it. This time I do think a little bit of overulting on the side of Crimson, but it might be worth it as Essence going to struggle to even touch the point on time.
Yeah, this was the last fight. It's good that they used all their ultimates, especially Zodic there with the copy onto the Reinhardt. I told you, copy in my opinion is absolutely broken. Nerf
It
it,
definitely
please.
is. Echo is. I mean, there's a lot of rage going around about Wrecking Ball, but Echo is just as powerful, and right now I think even more powerful since these Wrecking Ball nerfs, especially. So I think she's gonna be Blizzard's next target with these nerfs, and I kind of hope she is too.
I
Uh,
kind of hope that, again, as I said before, they kind of let Orisa have her power train a bit and kind of nerf a bit
I
out of Echo, out of Wrecking Ball, out of all these dives that are kind
I
of
want
dominating the
Ryan
game.
back. Ryan has been out
Yes,
of the
me
meta
too.
pretty much since Goats. I want him back. I want to play some Ryan in some comp and not be throwing. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I've missed him so much, but also what I also missed coming out of Hollysoft is Widowmaker, because
Yep.
when you see Widowmaker, you exactly know what's gonna happen. She's gonna go up, try and get a pick. If it doesn't happen, does happen. Oh well, we'll still switch.
Pretty much. Um, I mean, Widow again can absolutely dominate, especially in the lower ranks with a lot of Smurf Widows out there. But in these kind of situations where teams are a lot more coordinated and kind of know what they're supposed to be doing, Widow just can't find that same value. Same thing with Reinhardt for most of the time. Although we are going to see this Reinhardt coming out of Lugo Yoda, which we've seen over the years in this tournament and in Watchers League as well. Ludo
This
Yoda,
is
an
kind of his
extremely powerful Ryan. This is his domain.
domain, right? Same to Zodic speaking, because he's going on the Genji Reinhardt here. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play this one out.
Yeah, playing some off-meta picks, but we've seen them play them before and playing them very, very well. Hydestep unfortunately can't quite find that headshot onto Humid while he was flying in the sky, but he's going to stick with that Widow for now at least.
Wow, Zodic is really dominant over there on the Genji. He wants the kill onto Fire Truck, but he's going way too
Cannot
far.
find it. He went in too far, as you say, and does get picked off by Fire Truck, as now the rotation is coming through from this Crimson side, who are probably going to try get in behind the Essence side, who are just playing it smart, slowly rotating, as Holly
Wow,
finds another pick. There's no DPS, or sorry, there's actually it's even DPS for these teams now.
that was a
As
very
Zodic is coming
interesting.
back.
That was a very interesting play by Hollysoft. There you go.
Also
He's
finding another
still
pick
sticking with the
onto
Widowmaker.
to Fire Truck here as Zodic takes out Darchi, Sheg takes out Niels as well. Looks like Humid decides to give up. Was going to go for that Zen kill, but realizes his team is dead and decides to reset with them. Hope to
Wow,
see
so
how Crimson take the high ground and take some space for their team here.
right, you can really compare their two different playstyles here, Crimson and Essence, just on that first point alone. Before, we've seen Essence kind of go in the back, try and flank a bit, get a few picks, and then go in. But Crimson is just all out, go in, as we've seen Zodic try to get a pick as much as you can, even if it costs your life, because that's going to let your team do the rest of the work for you. They have a lot of trust in each other, which is very good, but if it means you also get killed, doesn't
Zodic now
really
getting
amount to much.
stunned, but somehow just about living, getting back to his team on time. As Fire Truck falls very, very low as well, and this time not going to be staying alive, as Zodic is there with the blade as well. And oh, we will find Darchi here. That was a very nice kill as well. Finds 3 for himself, says Ludio and Oliball clean up the rest.
Wow, that was a very nice combo. I never expected to see Infrasight and Dragon Blade be used together so well, but they did.
I
They
mean,
actually,
something I struggle with whenever I play Genji is knowing where the enemies are when I'm blading. So, honestly, an unexpected but very good combo.
right. And because of that, they were able to push through the whole first point. And Holly Salvage just wrecking on this
Almost
Widowmaker pick.
6
I'm very
minutes left on the
happy.
clock as well as Zodic and, as you said, Zodic and Holysov just popping off here. Toastman doing his work as well as Ludiota, all finding kills. But yes, definitely Holysov and Zodic finding these early picks. Of course, Zodic on the defense and now Toastman on this attack. Absolutely carrying their teams right now.
Right, right. But I think everybody's currently playing up to their best abilities, especially Essence here, even though they're maybe not the best looking at team fights in individual play. Like, there you go, Ping Ping just managed to all headshot Zodic into
Definitely.
submission there.
This Essence side individually probably more skilled almost than this Crimson side, but the coordination is there, as we see as well. Sheng with that Transcendence to counter that EMP. The coordination is there from this Crimson side to win this game. But the ultimates are there on the other side. Human now using his copy as well on Echo. Unfortunately gets taken out very, very quickly by Sheg as Stainless finds the kill on Toastman as well. This is going to be an absolute brawl here
Ooh.
in this third point.
In
Did go out of falling. Weirdly placed window coming out of volleyball. Unfortunately not
Interesting
able to find
placement of the
kills.
window there. But not really the placement was the big problem. The big problem was why did they use it when they were being so pushed back, right? They lost that fight. They should have just gone back and not waste the whole ultimate. But it seems like Ollie's pretty confident in his window making skills because he's already got a 20% ultimate going up as he just boosted. So it's not looking too bad, but
We do see an early Valkyrie coming out from the opposite side here, as well as the Transcendence. Both supports using their ultimates, keeping their team alive and enabling this contest. And I think this winning this fight for their team as Darchi whips out the Glock with that Valk, does find Holisov, but it might not be enough as Zodic and Toastman are absolutely popping off, finding the kills that they need. Ping Ping doing his work, trying to force out those supports, but not going to be able to do so as the peel is there as well from Toastman. And now another ult coming out of Stainless, who used his ult again last fight, building it up again really, really quickly. But this is going to be a really long, staggered out fight as now Zodic as well pulling the blade, looking for more kills, just trying to clear off the payload for his team so they can secure this point. Looks like he does just that as Niels falls last on that Lucio and is not going to be able to recontest the point for any longer. And Crimson pull out map number
the
3.
3-0. Wow. Well, that was definitely very, very interesting. But like the one mistake I saw, the big one mistake I saw out of Crimson was that Luda was by himself half the game, right? He was on the payload while the rest of the team was just doing their thing. Just not necessarily a bad thing, but when playing Reinhardt, you don't really have much long range advantage to really help everyone else.
I
But
mean,
definitely very well played out of both the teams.
that can be said, but Crimson have been doing that for the last few games and being able to 3-0 every time. They're using their comfort picks to their advantage, which obviously they're very, very good at those heroes. And Ludiota, as you say, playing slightly split from his team, often playing on the payload, but he has the trust in his team to win that team fight for the most part without him. And if the other team, in this case Essence, do fall out or go to try push payload, Ludiota has the power and Ryan to deny that space. And they're
Right.
Essence or Crimson just playing that and trusting each other very, very well. Essence, again, the individual plays were there today, but unfortunately against Crimson, they didn't have quite enough coordination and were unfortunately able to get taken apart. But I will say, definitely for this scenario, I don't think the score quite reflects the play. Um, I do think, these games for the most part were pretty close. And
Hmm.
Essence definitely were, for the most part, holding their own. Unfortunately, Crimson just barely coming out on top each map.
Right, right. But I think that Crimson is definitely looking towards the winning spot in this tournament. They're looking very, very strong. And I think the ones that have the most chance against them might just be Yoinkers.
That's if Yoinkers can clean up their play. Unfortunately, Yoinkers looking very, very poor this week against Jamiul and actually losing the game as well.
Yeah,
But
well,
Yoinkers have been playing extremely well up till now in the tournament. So as you say, definitely Yoinkers and Crimson. We might be looking at that finals, as
you
we
did
saw
say that.
recently in Watchers League as well
Right, right. You did say that Jamuel actually managed to win against Crimson. Or no,
against
lose against
Yoinkers.
Crimson, right?
I believe they did, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't say Jamiel versus Crimson, but Jamiel's also looking very strong. I haven't really gotten around to see Revamp and Renai Crew,
I mean,
but
did a very good match yesterday. But I think that the only teams that are even possible to get into the finals right now are Crimson, Essence, and Yoinkers. Every other team have lost too many games, and I think it comes down to tomorrow's match. If Crimson are able to 3-0 Yoinkers, in fact, actually, I don't even know if Essence are going to be able to get into the finals anymore. But if Crimson 3-0 Yoinkers, they might be able to. Otherwise, it's going to be a Crimson Yoinkers final.